I was gonna say, so is there some like way that you like some honorable way to get out of that? Um,
To get out of a duel or to
no,
get
to
into?
like to deal with that situation.
Oh, I
Is
would
it is
say,
it dueling? Is dueling like a thing?
yeah, I would say the Pfotenhauer Society is like built on a pretty warrior caste tradition. So like they would have a tradition in like a call sign for said tradition where like one of the ways you go up in ranks or one of the ways you get respect is if you have an irreparable situation, you duel to the death. So if
Hmm.
that's cool with you for lore,
Oh yeah, dude, that totally makes sense to
I
me.
would just send her a message and like the message would just be a picture of literally a white handkerchief or something or not no what was it it'd be like a fucking gauntlet but like a steel red gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some official wording to invoke Conley or whatever,
Yeah,
like you're right to it. Um, okay. So you like send her that
I
invitation to
will
do
warn you
to
though,
duel
Adam.
you?
I've been playing D&D with JP for a couple years now. I think I've won 0 duels, so I'm really excited about this.
Don't warn me.
I think you have won 0 duels, yeah.
I think that's my
All right.
I
tradition.
think
You're
actually
good.
every time you've had a duel, it's either been a TPK or
How
you
do you
just
get a TPK out of a duel?
Bro,
Guys, we gotta talk.
I'm
Yeah.
excited, Steven, for you to see how this
So
goes down, man.
so yeah. So Prosper, Sicarian lunges at Miss Page, misses and jabs you in the throat. You're dead. All right,
Yep.
who's next?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure that's
So
right that we
what's
had a TPK from a duel. Anyways,
so what's the what are the terms of the duel then? Like how does it work?
Uh,
Just like is there a specific weapon you have to fight with? Do we see Mr. Sicarian dust off the old dueling saber or
Jesus. I guess since they are an old tradition, it would be like bring a blade.
yeah.
But
Okay.
it's bring a blade and yourself, and we're not like wearing underwear or something like that. It's just like
So
wrestling blade stuff.
so is it like two space marines having a fist fight or would you like
Yeah.
take combat armor? Oh, okay, cool. So it's like Rock'em Sock'em robots and
Hmm.
not so much like epes and fencing. Cool, okay. Nice. I like that. I like that it's a duel, and so people expect like, oh, it must be like, really genteel and stuff. But no, it's just two tough dudes in power armor just
Nope. Yep.
punching the shit out of
Going
them.
at
pretty
it.
sure
Yeah, of
actually the
course.
first duel you ever did was against that paladin, and you got fucking destroyed.
Oh yeah.
The
I got
first hit,
shot.
he like crit, and he just like dropped immediately. We're just like, well,
Yeah.
that sucks.
And we all captured him, and I cut his head off, and that was like the most controversial thing we've ever done at the.
Yeah, that's true.
I've won a couple duels. I'm being hyperbolic. Like I've won a couple, but I definitely have a tradition of like badass duel. He's down. Team has to save him now. Like,
So
Yeah.
do you explain your plan to the rest of the crew? Like I invited her to this.
yeah, I guess we have to retcon it a little bit. Like after that message, and she's like all gore and guts. Like I have the talk with Pi. I still anticipate Pi needing to help protect us. But then I say to him like I'm going to invoke a time-honored tradition in the Pfotenhauer's Institute or organization, excuse me, and we'll see if she honors it. And then I wait for her reply or whatever.
Okay.
No trickery.
Make a persuade roll for me, Sicarian.
Okay, good. My rolling's been fantastic too. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my.
So I say that, and then I fart and drool, and it kind of just. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, maybe you should have declared the duel after. I don't know.
So okay, so you send the message out, and nervously await the response.
Nervous.
Well, maybe the rest
Bro,
of the group's nervous.
I'm cool as ice, man.
All right. And I think that after I'm trying to think of how the fastest would go. I don't think you get a response right away. I think maybe she replies and it's just I think it's all very formalized. So she replies back, and her like formal kind of reply is, "Allow me time to get my affairs in order before I respond to your challenge."
Mm-hmm.
And then she has like a certain period of time to like notify her next of kin and stuff before she
Yep.
decides what she wants to do. So what do you guys want to do while she's doing that?
Well, we still have Well, I guess we sent off the thing for the ship. There's not what we can do. I guess I share the information about the ship. Just let the crew know that the information came back from Majid and that the ship was found, but it is being sold, and that we have contacted the buyer or the seller.
What's the tech level of this place, Adam?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, TL 4.
Can I go into town and buy a mono sword? Just something
not-
bigger than a mono blade?
No, not on this space
I'd
station.
like
They
a
don't sell.
mono two-handed sword, please.
Yeah, can I get
Like
a
a mono claymore?
Mono great axe.
Yeah.
Really? There's nothing here?
It's a commerce and it's a gas. Okay, you go to a gas station and buy a two-handed
Whoa,
sword.
bro! You made a Tatooine joke earlier. Okay, Mos Eisley Cantina, and all of a sudden we're at Mr. Rogers' truck
Not
stop
here.
in outer
If you're
space.
on Strophios, maybe, but there's no arms trade on this station. They
Okay.
don't like having people with weapons here to begin with.
Tech 4. So
Yeah, TL.
it's a green planet. They've got solar panels.
I buy a super advanced
Like
stick of
that.
deodorant then.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
Buy some healthy cigarettes.
Some onions and spirits.
No, I guess in the meantime we're just same old shit, man.
Waiting.
For something to happen.
Yeah.
We've got like 5 arcs that could potentially flare up.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the first response that comes back is for you, Piani, from QX474117, like a long string of digits at spacelist.org. Barely damaged cruiser, and it's like in the message is the initial block is in Chinese. You can read that, right? Though, because you're from.
Yes, I can actually.
Okay, so it's written in Chinese. There isn't a badly auto-translated English version underneath, but basically it just says like, yes, ship is in better condition than it appears in pictures. Sorry about bad pictures. Was taken with an asteroid. Very cheap. Ship goes. Give us offer. And they give you like a price. They're trying to sell it for like 300,000 credits. The ship is worth like $1 million at least in good condition. They're really trying to offload it, and they say we can meet. When do you want to meet?
So right back. Currently closing deal in another sector. Really, really interested in the ship. Any information on previous owners? It's very important to me, just in case. Where are you? I could tell you how long it will take us to get there.
Okay. Cool. So they get back to you pretty quickly, probably by the end of that same day. They give you coordinates in like an uninhabited sector. They say can meet in sector 104. They give you some coordinates there. Coming from business deal on Sigrid. Previous owner was old lady who had to sell because of gambling problem. Smiley face. Like you've seen this stuff before, right? Like,
Right.
I mean, Majid, you growing up there, like a lot, probably more than anyone else in the crew, about like buying stolen stuff and like pirated things ending up in the markets, and like this is typical pirate bullshit. Like, it looks to you based on this. Well, make an intelligence roll.
That they ripped the shit
or
off.
make a culture Majid roll.
Okay. So is that automatically a 1? Or is it a 0?
You should start with it at 0.
Okay. All right.
And you can add your wisdom or your intelligence, whichever.
Okay. Well, it'd be a 12 if I
fucking
added my wisdom. So
Ripped it. Okay, cool. So, this is canned text. They've copied and pasted this, like, obviously from another ad. They probably have several ships to sell, and they're basically like, yeah, it's a pirate hit this ship. And if they're Majidi pirates, then chances are pretty good that Lord Lucas McCrary has been sold into slavery if they didn't know about the bounty. If they did know about the bounty, he's probably on his way back here already with a crew of pirates to sell him to Lord Lara.
interesting. So if I'm like kind of familiar with this sort of Majid piracy, can't I just could I just blatantly call him out and say, I'm actually just interested in who you took this from?
You could. It depends. Like, if you do it blatantly, they'll probably think you're like a cop or whatever. But you could probably try to do it subtly, and in the same way that they're using sort of obvious encoded language, you could be like using key phrases and stuff to be like, actually, we would like to buy the ship and the person who was owning the ship. Can we have them too? Like, you
Okay.
can try and make like the secret sub deal if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to what do you want to say? What are you showing? Like, what do you basically, what is the message you want to get?
So, I would put something like, great, fantastic deal. Something to the effect of the person who owns or the previous owner of this, maybe I'd be interested in them too.
Okay. All right.
Fuck it, we'll just be straight up about it.
Yeah. So you're just basically saying like, yeah, we want the ship, and we want, like, you're expressing a specific interest in the owner of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So you'll get your response back the next time a ship travels back and forth to bring it. But this is a high traffic sector, so it shouldn't take too long. And I think that probably like about a day later, like after that, Sicarian, you get a message back, and it's two messages. It's like original message that's coming from the Hand of Fate, and then there's a sub message, and the sub message is encrypted. Like, the person sending it hasn't read it, so it's coming from somewhere other than the Hand of Fate.
Okay.
The outside message says, it just says on it, message for you from home, Sicarian, and then it's got her like signature, and then there's the sub message.
Okay. It's hers. It's okay. I read that.
Yeah. Okay. So you open it. The response is directly from Mr. Titan, and it just says, "I accept."
Compare. I would be like in my room reading this, and I kind of like as I read that, I sit back and go like, so be it.
I feel like we would have heard a girlish little like, "Oh!" and then all of a sudden, like, the whole crew's like, what was
No,
that?
he stays ice cool, but same thing. He like sits back, says, so be it, and then he kind of holds up his hand again and just plays with the tendrils.
Cool. Yeah. So, I guess the next thing to deal with is Prosper. Do you want to get back in touch with, like, it looks like Miss Fate's gonna go back to her business. She's like, fine, this is how it's gonna go.
That kind of diffuses that situation, I guess. Like, she's not gonna come fuck us up because Titan's gonna come fuck us up.
She's just passed it off to her boss. You don't know if Titan's gonna come and like do it directly or.
I send a message to the Two of Wands. I say, crisis averted, or at least postponed.
Yeah, I guess. So we're assuming I get up and I go share it with the group, then, right?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I stand up after a little while, go to the group and say, got good news and bad news for you guys. What would you like to hear first?
Always the bad news.
Iggs, it's why I call you friend. The bad news is Miss Fate has declined the challenge and will not be interfering with our business right now.
All right.
That sounds terrible. Yes, what a disappointment. I'm very sorry. Can you tell us the good news?
The good news is we're ahead of schedule. I will be meeting with Mr. Titan. We will duel to the death, and we will decide our problems between us two as gentlemen.
Is that something you anticipate working out well for you, Monsieur Sicarian?
It's what I've been pursuing for a while now. The problem is he is a treacherous man who has already betrayed me, so of course the duel is probably completely rigged, and I'll need to go into it as prepared as ever, but He's bringing himself before my crosshairs, and well, I'm still standing here.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I have a phone call to make.
I have an unrelated phone call. Excuse me.
For
He,
no
like,
particular
steeples his
reason.
fingers and walks
Great,
backwards out of the
great.
room, just kind of. Yes.
When he walks out, I'm just like, can we just kill him? Or can we just end this? Just take him off the ship?
Okay, yeah, I go call the Two of Wands.
Okay. All right. So you let them know, or do you want to have the like live conversation, or are you just sending them a message?
Yeah, I just tell them, crisis averted, ready to receive you.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, it only takes them 6 hours to get to where you are, and they request that you like undock and make like a connect dock with them. The Two of Wands is like a big weird shaped spaceship. It's not a it's not meant for atmospheric travel at all. It's a big like tube with like a dome on one side, and it's very strange and kind of like 50s looking. And it's pretty big, probably like 3 times bigger than the Swan Song.
Okay.
And they invite you to dock with them.
I accept.
Okay, is that okay with everybody? You guys don't want to take any kind of precautions or anything before you do? I just want to let you be paranoid.
No, I think if I think if Prosper says it's all right, then it's all right.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way Higgs would look at it.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. So they they dock with you, and you're met at the docking port by the two that you were talking to before, and a team of about a half dozen science crew. And if you allow him, Captain Dulac wants to meet with the captain of your ship.
I probably do exactly that, and then I say,
Yeah.
of course. Mais, Monsieur Dulac, je pense que vous allez n'aime pas Monsieur Higgins. Il est vraiment, vraiment difficile à parler avec. I just go on in French, like, Mr. Higgins is an asshole. I don't know if you're going to like him very much. He keeps making French jokes. It's not very funny.
Où est le stupide?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. He's very interested. Like when you let the crew on the ship, they don't just like go straight for the computer core, but they're all like taking notes and like conversating amongst themselves in quiet French about like, oh, this is very interesting. Like, what a primitive ship. I'm surprised they allowed it to stay here, and like all of these things. And like, one of them, you catch one of them, and actually you notice that they're all wearing like military uniforms, but one of them is a like a psychologist, like a ship psychologist, and they're the ones like they're sort of like staying quiet and like nodding and kind of like looking very intently at the ship, kind of like peeking indoors and stuff as you walk past them.
Mm-hmm.
Higgs, your ship is full of the French.
Yeah, I go around. I have like
They've infiltrated it.
I have a platter, and I've just like cleaned both nostrils, and I just go around offering escargot to everyone.
You're horrible.
That's what I do.
So when Captain Dulac comes onto the bridge, he sees you and looks around, and then says to you in French, "Where is the captain?" And Higgs is standing like right there.
I just like have my hands clasped behind my back, and I just say like, the gentleman standing to my left is the captain of the ship, but I'll understand if you decide you'd rather have a conversation privately.
He looks at you and shakes his head and then looks at Higgs and looks around the room and is like, "Mon Dieu, Trudeau, you're a braver man than I thought."
All in the service of the order. Shall we meet l'enfant?
He nods. Yes, please.
I just like escort him to my chambers, and then I like thumb on the comm, and I'm like, l'enfant, someone would like to meet you. Can we come to your quarters, the core?
Yeah. Pai invites you and Piani. Do you go with Prosper to like meet the?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pi is definitely like invites you specifically as like, yes, yeah, come to the core, but please, like, Piani, come too.
Of course.
Cool. Yeah, and Connor is already there, working with them to like set up some of the hardware that they need. And so you arrive in the core, and it is, as I described it before, like the sort of spherical room with the power core in the middle. Only now the Cubberley's team is setting up. They're like ratcheting some cords into the main core and everything.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Is there anything I can do to help? I have some small training in Maltech. Is there any way I can
Yeah, make a Maltech roll for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, not bad.
It's not terribly bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can help necessarily, but you can observe and get a pretty good idea of what they're doing.
Cool. Yeah, definitely.
Could Prosper have helped me like set up any sort of diagnostics that we can see on our side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like monitoring or making
Yeah.
sure that we understand what's been done.
Yeah, make a computer check we'll see how successful you already did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a +1 then?
Yes,
that, or
you
is-
can take that. Okay.
Oh shit.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, definitely.
These rolls.
You have like a complete. Well, okay, so I mean, I know what you're gonna say already, but you do owe me a success. So.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll bank that. Yeah, I'll roll again. Do I still get my
Okay.
bonuses if I bank a roll?
So I think it just becomes a fail. I don't think you roll again necessarily. Let's double check.
No.
Though.
I'm pretty
Do you get
sure.
to re-roll? Okay.
Yeah, it says re-rolling a trivial success. Oh wait, let's see. The precog must voluntarily re-roll a successful
Okay, yeah, you
attack.
re-roll a success. Yeah, you it's the exact same roll. Okay, so
Okay.
you want to repower your.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right,
It's
I'm gonna lose it if you do it again.
They got another double 6 piano. Come on, you can do it.
okay. Well, let me put alternate echo. Okay, here we go. Same roll, 1-1.
It's gonna be a 2.
Go. An 8.
Oh well,
Still success. Yep.
Still success,
All right. So in this universe, you put a 0, or you should have put a 1, and it's not as effective as it would be. But you get a live feed that they're not aware of what what's happening. So right now they're just running a basic diagnostic on Pi's system, on their memory, and so they basically they're gonna do a full system diagnostic, which they did already, but they're gonna do another one now, kind of at the table, and then it looks like they have a plan to create like a backup or a failsafe or some kind of like safe transfer space for some of Pi's like major functions in case there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to clear some of the bad data and then try to reintegrate it with the current consciousness. Now, Piani, you don't have the same, like for you, it's all data, right? It's all like you're looking at a computer system, admittedly an incredibly complex computer system, but it would take Maltech for you to be able to understand how that applies, the kind of like space between how a human brain works and how a computer works is where Prosper's like knowledge comes from.
Can I offer my assistance?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at what.
I would imagine that, like, maybe we've got this set up in like an adjoining chamber, and every once in a while I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to take a wee. And then I go over to the other room and I like pouring over it, like, oh no, say over there, say just ça.
Okay, so you're taking a look at the data. So it looks to you like the plan is to take Pi's identity and separate it from Pi's memory.
Yeah.
And then try to repair the memory data alone, and then reintegrate them. And the question here will be whether or not, like, how much of pi, I guess this is the thing, and this is where it gets a little philosophical, but how much of pi is pi's experience and how much of pi is pi's programming, and how will changing their experiences change who they are?
Yes.
The version of pi that's being separated out is pure program. It's as if, like, you had started pi brand new from scratch. Everything else that's staying in the computer system that isn't getting backed up, that's all, everything that has happened to pi basically since they were created, which is all a bunch of the bad stuff, and then since you met them.
But like their memories are not going to be blanked, right? Like
Right.
they're
not,
still
they're not
going
deleting
to.
anything.
They're going
but-
to still have the memories they've made with us.
Yeah, but they'll recontextualize all those memories based on
Whatever
it's like
happened.
they're gonna suddenly their amnesia will go away.
Right.
And then they're gonna recontextualize like
They might
you know,
realize that humans are terrible.
yeah, or suddenly they'll understand things in a way that they didn't before.
Yeah, but they're like the order of the annotation isn't trying to make like a backup or a clone or like.
No.
And they're not doing
is-
anything malicious.
Pi is a unique entity. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not about. It depends. Malice is a complicated concept, but you do notice that in the data, there are a series of subroutines that are being inserted into. They're like a third party that are being inserted into Pi's programming. So they have the memory and they have the personality, and there's a third data injection that's going to happen when they merge them back together.
Okay. And this is like the code that's stitching or something like that?
This code, I don't know how to describe it necessarily, but you recognize it. It's the same to you as like if you were seeing bits and pieces of like a Bible verse in another language. You've seen this stuff before. This is pieces of what some elements of your order call the source. And it's supposed to be code injection directly from La Fantôme herself. So it's like a seed of some part of her personality or memory. And I think you see that, and then you like look up, and the science officer Leroy is there and says to you, Monsieur Trudeau, Madame Pic, we are ready to begin.
Monsieur Leroy, Miss Pic feels a measure of parental care over l'enfant. Would you give her, myself, and l'enfant just one moment to discuss in private what will happen?
And he looks at the captain, who nods, and they all, I think, leave the computer core. And so you're just in there with the buzz and hum of the machine.
I look down at the pieces of the code from La Fantôme, and I comment them out.
Okay. All right. So you're going to need Piani's help to do that.
Just right here, 2 forward slashes. Good.
So, well, hold on. So, Piani, do you do it, or do you ask what you're doing?
What? Yeah. What are you doing? What do you want to do?
There are differing philosophies in my order, Ms. Peak. Some of us, like myself, believe that an AI must be left to grow on its own, unadulterated, untampered with. You may have noticed that I allowed the war mind to destroy an entire planet because I was not willing to tamper with its creation. I am not willing to tamper with the creation of l'enfant either. Not everyone in my order agrees with this. There are those who try to shape the AI we come across into a more perfect being. This code is their attempt at doing that.
So, Prosper, they're among the the order of enunciation. There are some who might consider this like damning l'enfant to hell forever, right? You're basically cutting them off from God.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, is it also true that there are some people who actually just do want AI to develop on their own? Even if that's a more heretical sort of view.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a
that's-
complex philosophy. You have lots of heresies and what have you. So
Yep, that's Prosper's philosophy.
all right, and Piani, do you trust Prosper in this?
I there's just like a really, 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 really long silence, and I say, I'm gonna trust you, but Prosper, believe me, if something fucking happens to Pi, I'm gonna go fucking ape shit.
Ms. Peak, something is going to happen to Pi. But with these lines commented out, what happens to Pi will only be what is within Pi's programming and within Pi's experiences. And it will not be because of any interference on the part of the Order, other than my own presence here.
If you put your trust in them, I'll put my trust in you. But if you break that trust, I'll break you.
That's understandable to me, Miss Peak. Shall we continue?
Comment.
Okay, so you block out the sections of code that Prosper points out, and then you hit go. Do you activate before? Because if they get another chance to look at the code, like they might see.
It's the big red button in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I mean,
just
I
execute.
yeah. We just press
do.
go.
Okay, all right.
So before we press go, I mean, I
Yeah.
would say, L'enfant, are you ready?
I suppose so.
Chunk.
Okay, cool. So let's stop right there. That sounds like a good place to end it.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Cool.
XP or anything like that?
Well.
Did I get that XP for that, Adam?
I think so. I think you did.
Okay.
Yes. Let me get my little XP table here. I forget what page it's on because I look at it so rarely.
Should we do?
Ha.
You want us to do shoutouts? We do XP at the very end.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right, Geoff, you want to start us off?
Thanks as always for tuning in, guys. You're awesome. Same old stuff as always. Just follow all of us on Twitter, please. Big shout out to everyone that bought a shirt, by the way. It's a huge success. Really, really incredible that so many people would buy a shirt of a show where we pretend to be people we're not and play over Skype. I think that's so fucking cool. We'll work out when the next episode is. Hopefully it's soon. We'll see you then.
All right, short and sweet. Wheat, you want to do some shoutouts?
Same. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm really curious to see where the hell this is going to go. Sorry that Fang got away, but probably not. Only to kill us all in week 27. Our new characters, anyway. After Jeff's duel, team wipes us.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, can't wait for Avengers 2. We'll hopefully stream a little bit this weekend. Thanks for having us tonight. You know where to find me. djWHEAT on everything. Thanks.
There you go. Steven, do some shoutouts.
Thanks, guys. Super fun. Can't wait to see what happens to Pi. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube at Silent Osiris. The O is a 0. I've been streaming some Titan Souls. Got some plans to stream some other stuff coming up soon. So definitely give me a follow on Twitter and Twitch at least, and then you'll know a lot more information about that when it comes. Got R&D coming up soon. We set a date for that, right, JP?
Yeah, next Thursday at 8. I think is when that is.
So that's Thursday the 7th at 8 p.m. I can't wait. I'm super stoked for that. So y'all should definitely turn out. And I guess that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome stuff. Last but not least, Adam, you want to do some shoutouts?
Yeah, let me hand out your XP first. So I have a question for
Gotcha.
Securian. So you get 125 XP for the goal that you got today. But did you still have that reputation to diffuse the situation with your reputation goal?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you get 125 for the one you gave me today, and then another 350 for that other one.
Ooh.
So 475 total.
Okay. Thank you.
Higgs,
You know exactly what to say to make a man happy.
Higgs, you get 125 for the session for your goal. Piani, you did indeed keep the crew alive. Nobody died, so you get 125.
I'll take it.
and then Prosper, you get 350 for yours.
Okay.
Cool. And then as for me, I get all the experience in the world because I can make an infinite.
Wait,
number
what
of
was
characters.
Steven's goal that he got?
Earn
Upgrade
your
Pi's
trust.
capabilities.
Oh, gotcha. Nice. Okay.
You said 150, right, Adam?
No, 350 for Prosper.
No, for
And
me.
you're gonna,
Oh, 125 for you, Higgs.
Okay.
Adam, you're gonna do a Q&A thread, yeah?
Of course, I sure
Awesome.
will. Yeah. So over on, if you're curious about, there were a ton of things in this episode that happened as a result of the GM turn, which is me nerding out by myself with some spreadsheets doing Swan Song stuff. It's like the director's cut background crap. So if you like that, you should throw me a follow on twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. I do that once every game month or at the end of every mission. It's fairly popular and it's really fun for me. So come back and check that out. And you can follow me on Twitter @SkinnyGhost. And that's where I talk about all of stuff. And with R&D coming back on a Thursday, it's gonna be a good Thursday because there's that, and then I'm also starting my Apocalypse Road campaign over at Roll20 app.
Nice.
So many good games on Thursdays now. And also, again, I'm so excited for you guys to start R&D because it's killing me having to keep a secret what game you're playing.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Steven's kept it a secret this long.
Hey.
To be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, I mean, it's good.
No, it was only Numenera that I gave too many hints on.
Yeah.
There you go. That's true.
Yeah. Do you still have that get Prosper to trust me? Is that your other one? Okay.
Yeah.
Prosper?
Regarding Pi. Although, I don't know. I just told him off, so I just basically told him that I'm not sure that I trust him.
That could be earning the trust, though.
Or
That
that
could be.
I trust
Well,
him.
I mean, it's true. Do you Prosper? Do you think do you trust? I mean, you just committed fucking like monster hair in the if this goes wrong for you in the grand histories of your order, you're gonna be you're Judas, man. So
I did put the comments in.
yeah, I feel like I don't know. Do you trust Piani to bear that weight with you?
I don't think Piani understands the weight.
No. You should try and convert Piani.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I feel like maybe we should give, like, one session worth of XP.
But that,
like,
that sounds like a no to me. So let's
like,
we'll wait.
I have to figure out what it
It's
means
a Canadian no.
for me to trust Piani. And, like, there wasn't anything super obvious this session that made me say, like,
That's fine.
okay, yeah, this
there'll
is
be more
super
opportunities. And honestly, the more difficult the goal is, the more you're going to
Yeah.
get from it later. So
Because
Any,
I got no problems with that.
the
any
thing
after
about it,
credits scene of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, like the thing about Prosper's kind of weird in his philosophies. So, and he's still sort of figuring out how he relates to them. So yeah, I have to know more about Prosper to know more about trust.
what's going on? It's going to take its time. That's okay. There'll be opportunities later. Cool.
Any post-credits scene of Mr. Titan?
You want a post-credit scene of Mr. Titan? Well, we haven't even seen Titan yet. Maybe when it goes to black, it's like the end of the episode and the credits are rolling, and we see like
He's
just for-
100,000 feet tall.
Just for a second, we see the outside of like an obvious like big black Pfotenhauer ship, and we just see like a door kind of partway open, and it says like Titan. It's the same door that we saw before, and all we can hear inside is the like of him like sharpening his sword.
I like it.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
I do want to give a shout out to Volleykin. There's a game called Space Engineers, which is basically Minecraft in space. And he and a bunch of other people made the Swan Song inside of the game.
What cool.
And it's massive.
Nice.
Like, it must have taken a very long time. It's a full-fledged ship. There was...
Is this posted somewhere?
Yeah, it's on. They have pictures on the subreddit. Sage, Burden.
So cool.
I'm gonna mispronounce these names. Ikesters, Freddy Krug, Colt, Rocket the Guns, and Fury, Uncle Steve, Arisabe, Digi, Tumble TV, Dark Biomech, and MM Master, Druark, and Deadweight for you. Thanks everyone for doing that. That's really cool. You guys should go check that out. That is not something easy to do because it's super
It's really
detailed.
cool. I want this as a Doom 2 level.
Yeah.
So much good art, by the way, guys. On that same note, like the guys, it's just every fucking week people take cool pictures. Another one that comes to mind is the Doctor, I think I have something or whatever it was. That picture that's
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned.
That was Mark Wester.
Pac-Man machine.
Mark
on
Wester
Swan
makes
Song.
Oh
awesome
yeah,
stuff.
the guy like it's so scary. I love it.
Like
Yeah.
there's
You guys add so much to the universe. Just thank you.
the community production of fan art for this
Oh my
is
God,
just
but-
amazing.
The audio version of the GNN newscast is up on subreddit too. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah,
We have
I-
a pool table. Damn. And a Pac-Man machine. Shit.
It's true.
Now I
Yeah,
know
we have
it.
a Pac-Man.
Every time Adam's like, "What are you doing?" I'm playing Pac-Man. What the
No,
fuck
no,
do you
that's
think I'm doing?
everyone wonders how I have all this money. It's because I sold the Pac-Man machine in the first episode for
Aw.
$1 billion.
I was gonna say it's yeah, it's like a 1,200-year-old arcade machine.
Yeah,
The collector's item.
I've kept it running. I've maintained it. All right, we'll let you guys know when we're playing next. That's gonna do it for Swan Song. We got Drop Frames and RollPlay Swan tomorrow evening. So check that out. And I think we start back with Mirror Shades next Monday with all the shows. So
Awesome.
we'll see you guys next time. Thanks everyone for watching. We're out. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.